You need to take action, and you're about to get real-world information and insight for fixing your career. This is the Take Back Your Career podcast with your host, Adam Fullerton.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Take Back Your Career podcast. And if you're a regular listener here, you'll see that this episode is actually dropping today, Wednesday of all days. And normally we release episodes every Monday with a guest, but what I want to start doing every week on Wednesdays is releasing these kind of solo, one topic type of episodes and conversations, I guess, just with myself and reflect on my career and the lessons I've learned and what I've heard from the listeners and, friends and family and people out there that I've talked to and gotten to know over the course of my career. So ultimately, my goal here today with this type of episode or these types of episodes, guys, is again, just to kind of reflect on something I've learned and these nuggets I've picked up on and hopefully help you guys instill these ideas or concepts in your own mind and in your own life and, of course, in your own career so that you can, of course, take back your career. So with that said, today, hopefully I kind of do this okay. It's, again, first time, so we'll see how much I butcher this, but on today's episode, I want to talk about the concept of loyalty being a two-way street. And something I learned early in my career, I guess, is that I kind of poured my heart into, a company and a role and people around me and thought that I was, becoming loyal. I was showing my loyalty. And of course, the company in return had, given me a position. They helped me grow, promote me, all these great things. But ultimately, what I feel like I figured out over time is that as I continued to grow and want more and desire more, and maybe I didn't command it as much as I wanted to, or talk about it as much as I wanted to, or bring it up as much as I should have, what I realized was that I continued to, again, remain loyal to a company and a position for a very long time. And unfortunately, what happened is after a few years, I realized I was kind of spinning my wheels, so to speak, and not really making the progress that I wanted. And as I've grown and kind of learned more and more and taken on, I guess, different perspectives and helped more people, I've realized that a lot of people continue to commit themselves to one singular company because they think that they need to be loyal to that company and that it's almost frowned upon to leave. Or something I like to talk about and some episodes are bring up is the concept of thinking that the grass might not always be greener on the other side. So they continue to kind of scare themselves or convince themselves, maybe is the right term, that they should remain at this company and in this role and work for the same boss and just kind of be in that same position for as long as it takes for them to, get to the point that they want in their career. And one of the things I've come to realize is that a lot of people just kind of do this without really knowing or thinking about the fact that the company should be giving them what they're looking for, as long as that person or you out there listening is continuing to strive to produce for that company. And so I just want to, again, talk about this concept of loyalty being a two-way street, because, again, in the world of pensions not really existing unless you're working for the government or, some old school company, the idea of pensions is just not there anymore. And so as a result, there's no, I don't want to say loyalty, but there's no real need, I guess, to remain at a company. There's no incentive maybe outside of continuing to kind of build the rapport with the people you work with, or understanding the structure and the processes in the position you have in the team you work with and the company you're at. But really, any of those things can be learned and improved on and grown over time, no matter where you go. And so I want to just say and encourage to you guys out there that if you continue to pour your heart and soul and effort into a company and you feel like you're not getting the growth and the help and the support that you're looking for in return, that it's okay to say enough is enough and I'm going to go elsewhere. Again, this needs to be a mutually beneficial relationship, and people need to pour their energy in effort into a company, but they have to expect something in return. Your loyalty has to be rewarded with more than just having a job. And of course, that's the foundation of what you're doing and why you signed up to work for that company. But as you continue to pour more time in that company, you should also expect more assistance and more guidance and more help out of that company. So again, I want to just continue to reinforce this notion that loyalty needs to be a two-way street. You with the company and the company in return. And I'll say, I've talked with many people out there and listeners out there that will work 40 to 50 or more hours a week for, the position in the company. And they, never call in sick. They hardly take a vacation. They're available 24/7. And they're just that type of worker, which is awesome to have. And I think that type of worker is a dime a dozen. The person that truly just is going to show up, not complain, and just they're going to get their work done, and they're reliable. And that needs to be rewarded. But again, it's only going to be rewarded if you hold the company's feet to the fire and make them realize that you continue to work hard and put in the effort and that you want that assistance in return. Because again, you're trying to go somewhere in your career and you don't want to just sit there and kind of take what the company's giving you. I've done that. It didn't work out. And again, you feel like you're just pouring your energy into something that's not turning into anything tangible. It's not helping you reach your long-term goals. So again, if you're the type of person listening who is that kind of has that type of personality where again you're showing up and you're putting in the effort, you need to make sure that your loyalty is being rewarded, and again above and beyond just doing your job. Sitting there and doing something for a year or 2 years, especially without a promotion or maybe without a growth plan or something like that, you have to do something about it. You have to make sure the company realizes that your loyalty comes with a cost, and it's not a threat. It's just a matter of being truthful and transparent and letting them know that you're looking to grow, but you need to be given those tools and those resources to do it. Otherwise, there's other companies out there that will do that for you. So again, just as this is my first time doing this, I know it's pretty short, just the concept of loyalty being a two-way street. In future episodes on every Wednesday, again, I'm going to release one of these solo episodes by myself and hopefully get better at these and give more content and more context and make them a little bit longer. Again, this one I know is short, but I wanted to again, let you guys in on some of the thoughts and ideas and concepts I've come to understand and come to learn from other people as well who have taught me a thing or two. So hopefully this mini episode or short episode helps for you guys. Tune in, of course, every single Monday. We're going to have our full-length episodes with a new guest and some new topics. So that's all I have for you guys in this very short episode. Again, remember, you guys, the loyalty that you put into a company needs to be rewarded, and loyalty should be a two-way street. So with all that said, thanks for tuning into this mini episode. And as always, if you guys like this, subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and all the other major platforms. And then, of course, share this with your friends, your family, your colleagues that suffer with their career and maybe the job that they're in and they're looking help, because the podcast is intended to be a resource to help you guys bridge the gap between where you are and where you want to go, and of course find that fulfillment, the happiness, and financial security you're after. So again, thanks for tuning in to this very short episode. I will see you guys on the very next episode, and as always, Monday shouldn't suck, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Take care.
Thanks for tuning in to this episode of the Take Back Your Career podcast with your host, Adam Fullerton, the podcast dedicated to giving you expert advice and actionable ideas so that you can achieve real results and finally take back your career. Like what you heard in today's episode? Consider leaving a 5-star review and visiting TakeBackYourCareerPodcast.com, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or Spotify for more episodes. And remember, Mondays shouldn't suck, and neither should finding help. Thanks for listening to Take Back Your Career podcast.